There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualify people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The project is giving us here and the premise of them. So welcome my life without again.
I live
Master.
Cleverly, so make you I can't ask you to be venue. Say my journey, Tina can ask my yamu. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could buy ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualify people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Wonderful day, people. As a matter of fact, this Friday, the 3rd of July, July. July. So all of you, the kings and queens, those of you who born in the month of July, as a matter of fact, this month is one of my best because it was, in fact, in this month, the 16th of this month, we try to do the right thing. So we remember what you mean, but that was the time that I have to cooperate. We got to cooperate to get things going, make sure that we have our part of, let me tell you, look, the Bible is not just joke. When he who founded the wife, look, this interpretation, sometimes you got to take, maybe sometimes you go for whole year study for you to get some of the interpretation before getting to, to understand some of the things. But again, people, it's good to be here. July 16 will be some of us our 3rd wedding anniversary. That means I'll be celebrating in fact 3 years of marriage, and but anyway, that way for the day. On that day, we have some stories to explain to some of you, those of you who intend, those of you who are practicing, those of you who are newcomer, because some of you who just practicing maybe this year, you'll be getting married. Then we'll tell you now as to how to go about with things as a husband, as a wife. But again, happy birthday also to our queen. Yeah, the Kula, family have a beautiful queen, Mafina Ja Kula, the ORC Messaging Medical Center also, she'll be celebrating her birthday on the 16th of July. Then what happened on July 17th? Oh no, sometime next week, or maybe any part of next week, we'll look at July 17th planned protest by the STEM, the solidarity, right? Solidarity of Trust and New Day, the STEM, headed by former CDC chairman Moroba Molly. But again, people, today is Friday, a D-Day, wonderful day, wet Friday evening. I don't know about you, but it's wet here in Petersville from what I said in broadcast. The rain is drifting from our end here. And let me just be frank with some of you who are listening, or better still watching. I don't know where are you this evening. Maybe you come in from the RIA, finding your way out of the RIA. You got to be very careful on the day. Some of you, if you are having anything to do around the RIA, you got to be careful because it's not easy. The entire area is a place of attraction. So many security network. So many things will be happening there. So if you go in on the RIA, please check yourself properly. Make sure that even the clothes you have on, that you don't even have something that maybe that they call grampy or granddad, right? So because if I'm not saying it's bad, no, but sometimes two people can turn into things. So you gotta be SOS. Let me tell some of you today, SOS. Security or security. Don't trust anybody. Let me tell some of you, maybe you don't even know these things. Don't trust anybody. You see me today, maybe when you see here today, my best friend are security people, but still I don't trust them. You know the reason? I don't mean that I don't trust them to work, but you myself will chill. Oh no. Look, there are some of the reasons I still want to resign. Let me tell somebody today, even though quickly people will get to the show. These are some because Steve is behind. Steve is struggling to get closer to the masses. So because of that, Steve don't understand anything about. So Steve will resign, but not my own resign. So even you and myself, one of your security officer will be close, will be this, will be that, will have all of the best of friendship, contacts, and everything. But at the end of the day, let me tell you today, the best security is you. Yeah, the best security is you. Because you can be betrayed at any time. I'm saying it to say to some of you, you can be betrayed at any time. So that's why you don't trust people. Because people want to live. Money rule the world. The Bible said that money answers everything. Then see some of our religious people believe, you ought to use your church house. The Bible said money answers everything. That's why if, for example, you always go to church, people that may born I get money, I go to that church. Let me be part of the year. Another thing you do, wasting your own time. So look for money, look for God. God not say you will be looking for him, we are looking for money. No. You can be looking for God, God right in your heart. No need to be passing around to be looking yourself. So okay, people, good evening. We have some of the song to play quickly while we wait for our team. Our team will join us very, very soon. 7 minutes past 6. That's the time check. Good evening again, good afternoon. Good morning. Better stay to all of our panelists, which join us in front of us, join us here. Those of you who are also listening to us via the radio, the motorcyclist, please be careful. The rain is falling out there. The cold tire is wet, even though our president is still asking there. They might probably go back the mainly trouble. The man say, I heard people say that road we eat, road eat, that road we eat, but the road we may eat. Mr. President, my deacon. Yes. We won't eat. Sorry. So let me play some. Yeah, man. Let me play some while I do the show on the show. Let me just tell you, this song is just for entertainment. Don't come bring your politics to us here. No. It's just for entertainment until the social chairman come on quickly. So let me just play quickly.
We tie away your life, Bukadensa. They push curing us, Bukadensa. Corruption curing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. Comfort they curing us, Bukadensa. Yes, the people crying, Bukadensa. Comfort they curing us, Bukadensa. Everybody but we go on to fight. No food or eat, no shelter for us. One other days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market we me crying, making riders crying, civil service crying, keke riders crying, Ghana boys are crying, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurse Nurses are crying, teachers are crying. Ukadensa, they push curing us. Ukadensa, corruption curing us. Ukadensa, you must go away a story.
So no need to waste the time, and the chairman is here, the social chairman is here. That just the prelude on the weekend. You know, for us here, we social people. Even though my chairman won't resign, we will not resign because we will let the social life. Now, it's just part of our life. Look, we can social life without any bother. In fact, no fear, no favor. In fact, we can socialize anytime and any day. Chairman, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Milborn.
Man.
Today we're happy to be alive. Happy July 4th to all of those who live in the U.S., all of those who celebrate, support the U.S. for what it is. The U.S. is about to be 250 years old. Yes, the U.S. might not have been perfect. It's not perfect, but the U.S. has done many goods to many nations and many parts of the world. Melbourne, I can recall when some of us lived in refugee camps, they used to bring some kind of oil. It used to be in some kind of silver looking like gallon, and it was written on a USA. The US has done good. Any Liberian who feels thinks that the US is a problem, you have a problem. You have a serious problem either with history, understanding, or your brain is going down the drain. Maybe I'll send you the video for the brain going down the drain, and Joseph Braga will prove us today on the show that what Jeremiah Kuhn said about him is true. Joseph Braga will prove it today on the show. And we'll use Jeremiah Kuhn's words to prove Joseph Braga, and also will reference a serious man of God who is in Nigeria who said the president is confused. Yes, when your brain goes down the drain, you'll be confused. So we have a lot of facts to bring here. Folks, let's share the show. We'll get into the social issues today, but let's share the show because I think it's very important. That being said, I want to welcome all of you. As always, welcome, welcome, and welcome. The Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth, and the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. Even though they have made stupid decisions, they have made evil decisions against themselves. You know what can make me laugh, Melbourne? You know what can make me laugh? But you know what also interesting? Imagine me who living in America, who has a job, who is a professional, who is able now to leave the show and sit down in a car, sit down in my car and go anywhere I want to go in this country, who can afford anything I want to eat right now. I can go buy it right now. I don't even need to go get out of my car, get in my car or out of my house. I can sit here and order it, what I want to order on the phone, or I want to use the computer to order it. Imagine me who get that kind of life, and somebody who has never taken bath in a shower before look at me and tell me, say, I'm jealous or I hate Liberia. You correct in your head? I am telling you to not elect certain people because they will ruin your life. They will create poverty for you. And you tell me, say, I hate, and you talking funny things. You will not get the first cassava to eat in the morning. That you so tell me you able to make judgment. You ought to make some judgment. You know, say, before anybody make any judgment, you're supposed to be feeling able to eat. You know, say, before you make any judgment for your own life or make decision, your mind's supposed to be stable. It's supposed to be in the correct frame of mind. And are you telling me that I'm jealous? So that's why Melbourne, I said yesterday on the show, and I stand by it, and I will say it today again on the show. I love how Joseph Braga is making fun out of the Liberian people. And I love how Joseph Braga is punishing the Liberian people for the choices they make. I love it. And I don't regret this statement. I stand by this statement. I stand by this statement. I want for you to keep this video, and I will stand by it anytime, anywhere. Because when you make choices and decisions in life, there are consequences to them. And this is one of the consequences you guys are facing. You ain't seen nothing yet. Joseph Boaga will make good fun out of you, and it's sweet for you and your children, and you will continue to suffer. Whether you say, I hate you, whether you say, Anlela bro, whether you say, Avel, whether you say this or that one are your business, not my issue. That you and your children suffering, that you, Joseph Boaga, making fun out of. That you not get place to sleep, that you not get situation for your children, that you not get food to eat, that you not get car to ride, that you not get transportation to get from point A to point B. I will be worried about you. When 2029 come again, you know what? Y'all go stay in people water again and vote for Joseph Boaga there. Y'all go vote for Jeremiah Kun. Please, y'all go do it again. I will be right here. I will come back on the show and I will remind you about the decisions that y'all make, and I will remind you that it's sweet for you again until y'all can make the right decision in our country. To vote anything else as CDC and Joseph Boaga, you ain't going nowhere. And God not saving you from that. Jesus not coming for that your fully decision you're making. Jesus not care about you. Jesus is not worried about you. Jesus get Israel fighting war. He ain't worried about that. You ain't so worried about you who can sit and make decision to honor man yourselves. That you're somebody's who take and put here and prioritize your serious group of people. So it's sweet for the Liberian people. And like I said, happy July 4th. Those of you who got some more money in Labrador enjoy the July 26th, good for you. It's on you. So, Melbourne, I started. But the show will be really, really hard today. I can say that. The show will be.
Yeah, because the way you started, said, Chairman, I nearly cut you off. Or if I ask you some question, because you just talk, you start show with blasting. And sometimes, too, the problem there is, I agree with some of your assertions, some of the things, right? But let's look at the childbearing, for example. Let's use the childbearing scenarios, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if, quote unquote, you bring the child on this earth,
Mm-hmm.
who's responsible for the child?
The parent.
Good. So the child should get angry with you bringing them on the earth, just in case maybe when they get to understand that maybe things were not going well with them and their livelihood, or maybe everything, maybe either way, they should get issue with you.
No, not necessarily.
Good. So the point there is, the current government one way less than 1%, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. So when we just bundle everybody that way, then maybe quote unquote for me, then won't be fair to the entire public. For me, how I want to see it, I agree with your entire exception and everything, but because there are other people too who make a lot of decisions, and at the end of the day, their decisions have been overlooked. But because of majority now, we have a society, we have a country where majority is the order of the day. So if maybe quote unquote, maybe John Brown make the decision, and John Brown's decision was overrun by the majority. So should we also send a message also to John Brown?
Well, thank you, Melbourne. That particular part of the question, I will not say yes or no to it, because this was an election, and the majority kind of, based on how our politics is set, the majority takes the day or the rule. So I will not answer that particular part of the question. You see how you ask me questions and I answer your questions? Let me provide clarity to something that needs to be clear. I understand the analogy you're trying to make. But I also want to bring to your attention that if anybody should be getting vexed, that me and you should be getting vexed, because Liberia gave birth to us. We did not give birth to Liberia. Let's flip this. Let's flip the thing now. Liberia gave birth to us. Let's use your same analogy. We are the children of Liberia. How much have we benefited from Liberia since you and I maybe were born? Most of us, we were born into war that we didn't cause, we didn't create. The same greedy people created it. The same tribalistic group of people created the war. And the same people are still in the corridor. Some people who were with Doden, Chad Taylor, and all of them, some of them still work in the government. Their proceeds, their proteges, and other people are working in the government. So the same cycle continues. So we are the victims. Some of us had to flee Liberia for our lives, through our parents and other means. We live in refugee camp. We didn't call for it. It's not fair to us. It's not fair to us. So the country let us down. Now let's use your same analogy that you gave to ask your question before we bring Lofa in. You know,
and I also have a follow-up quickly before Lofa comes. But go ahead.
You know that the people who are making decisions in Liberia to vote are not children. They are grown-ups. When election times are coming, they find all the excuses in the world to not do the right thing. They will look for all the excuses in the world to not do the right thing. You will be telling them this is not the right thing to go. They will see signs. I mean, let's think about it, Melbourne. Let's just be honest. What kind of country? Let's just be honest. What kind of, you don't have to go to school. What kind of man that owing people money come to you and tell you, say, I can save you financially, but you owing all around in the community, you owing people. Joseph Boakai was living on loan. He himself said that nobody forced it from him off. And you take that man, you elect him on the promise that he will save your life. The man was irresponsible. Let me say this. People want to get vested and get vested. You want to take it personal, take it personal. Joseph Boakai, in a personal life, he was irresponsible. That's why he was living on loan. Joseph Boakai was vice president 12 years. Not like he was just a citizen. He was vice president for 12 years. Where in the past brown envelope, he was the president of the Senate. The past brown envelopes, in fact, according to records, brown envelope were introduced by Ellen Johnson selling on Joseph Boakai then. Joseph Boakai was taking pay 12 years as vice president. One of the highest paid vice president in the history of Liberia. Go check the record. In less than 6 years after he left power, Joseph Boakai started living on loan. It's to tell you that Joseph Boakai was irresponsible. He couldn't manage. He lacked management. You take an entire country and you give it to him under the promise, the man who couldn't manage your own life. And that kind of man will be able to manage your resources and do well for you. The man who couldn't do well for himself. So this is part of the reason why I say, and I will continue to say, it's sweet for the Liberian people. They brought this on themselves. Anything they're experiencing to me, I'm not sorry for them. I will never be sorry for them. I'm not making no apology for the Liberian people. And make the Liberian people better to redeem themselves. They need to make sure that they never elect Joseph Boakai or Jowia.
Quickly, even though we haven't started the show, but because of no, I'm not. I yourself, I want to attack now. But I have to have my own disagreement. So let me just the reason. Lofa, you come on, please, quickly. The reason why don't interrupt me. Let me just have my say quickly. Lofa, come on, please. I beg you. The reason because I want our people to understand certain thing. You're right, 100%. Like I said from the beginning. I'm not against your exception and so forth. But sometimes, like one of my brothers say, oh, maybe when you say you're going to dig them, but you don't understand the Bible, that when it rain fall, it fall. I agree. And that's why we are suffering. Nobody's saying that when it rain fall, it don't fall, maybe a pick and choose. No. If the country goes well, all of us, our life will get better. If the country goes bad, our life will get terrible or bad.
Be talking, I get no call here. Be talking, I get no call. I got to answer.
Okay. Yeah. So, in short, my point to Steve, some of you who are listening, and father and everything is, I will agree that yes, people have the right to vote and they have the right to choose, and they did. Okay, granted. Former vice president now, who is current president now, were brought to the spotlight by some politicians, some advocates, even the media, in the name of his competence, his experience. He been into the governance circle for a little time. So the product we sell out there, it is the product the Liberians are buying. Now what happened between the CPP? CPP fall apart. So some Liberians feel that, okay, send they already finished selling this man, and that man already is a product, even though he's been living on loan. Look at that kind of thing that he just said, Steve. Somebody who serve as vice president to even go to the extent of living on loan. Now still Liberian people feel that, okay, because they already finished selling this man already to us. So there's no way for the easily change our mind, for the easily change anymore, because they already finished telling us that this man is capable, This man have all of the experience. They may have everything. So sometimes the mistake we also make is both the media, the propagandists, the quote-unquote advocates, the politicians, they are the cause for most of the problem because they will tell the people that yes, this product is value. And I just working to the few things. Experience. That one year that I may have for the 2 years experience. That's number one. That one year that I may have contact. That I may create job. Whether welcome Julius. I'm just trying to
experience. Hold on. You can't make blanket statement and say that the media and you include someone we are in the media seeing somebody else writing that I should be blamed for the coming of Boaga. First of all, let me say this. Let me be clear on the record. Even when Joseph Boaga was in the CPP, I said it openly. If Joseph Boaga become the Senate brother of the CPP, I will never support the CPP. From day one, and I stand by what I've said, Joseph Boaga and Joe Weah, they were no go for me in terms of leadership of Liberia. And I still stand by it today. I'm not changing that. I'm not compromising that with nobody. And I honor your thing, what will go behind the horse. I take credit for what credit is due. And where I make mistakes, I will say it. I will say I never ever supported Joseph Boaga and Unity Party coming to power. Never ever. In fact, I was one of the men on this platform that said we should do the process of elimination. The Liberian people should do the process of elimination. I gave common example to them. I said, when you go into the market, and you going to buy things, and you can write down the thing what you're going to buy. Okay, let's say you're not write it down because you're not no book. I said to us, what we can do is this. You know, you don't want pepper because you get pepper home. The place where they're selling pepper, don't go there. You know, you don't want okra. The place where they're selling okra, don't go there. If you want Kesawali, go to the Kesawali, then want to play what they can sell Kesawali. If you want cow meat, go to the cow meat, want to play, don't go to the fish. I made that example on the show, and everybody that was on the show, including Sekou, Monk, and you, Milburn, and myself, who were on the show 24/7 during the campaign, during the election time. We told the Liberian people, do the process of elimination. Joia, he got to go. That one word a new way. Joseph Boaga, he got to go sit down. No, they're not listening. And I even have it on my Facebook. That if you like anything CDC and Joia in 2023, anything Joseph Boaga and United Party in 2023, you are going to go back into regression, and your children will suffer. And guess what? The children are suffering. They are suffering, and it's shit for them. I will not regret
that statement came a little bit late, but then now
I mean, doing the campaign, man. Did that story a little bit late? I think I'm not saying
do the campaign. Good. Do the campaign. That means the statement came late.
Before the campaign, I started saying, listen. The reason why some United Party people hate my guts. They can't stand me. It's because from day one, I was one of the person that opposed Joseph Boaga leading the CPP. I said he was a smooth crook. And some people, even you used to get very Mr. Man, I call your deacon smooth crook. Today, your deacon is proving me right. The lie? He now not a crook. He tend to be a criminal. So what are you talking? I want to be afraid of. That means to be afraid to say the truth. Me? You don't even know me. You all know what's up. We inside.
So you don't want to just lay some of the thing out so that most of the blames can only be shifted only to local level.
My man, shift on the people who voted, man. Leave me, man. What they are coming to say, so mean my word, generalize it. I'm not generalizing nothing. It's shift on the Liberian people. They brought this thing upon themselves. Let them enjoy what they voted for. They see where in America here today, the American people, all of us, we enjoying what we voted for in the country here. The American people want to vote for Donald Trump. When we want them not to vote for Donald Trump, you were saying that on the show here, and Mom was saying that on the show here, was talking funny thing, that the people should go and vote for Donald Trump. We told you that Donald Trump was a mess. We told you that Donald Trump was not a leader, he was a crook. We said it on the show. We continue to say, oh, you say he will take away homosexuality or whatever. You're not involved with homosexuality. What is homosexual people getting you out of for? I don't support the homosexuality. I don't care about the thing what they do. If there's somebody bring that food in front of me, I check you, I move on. But you said no. Donald Trump are going to come and face the economy. Donald Trump look at somebody who can face the economy. You studied Donald Trump record when you were in charge of the government here. You studied a record when you were president before Joe Biden. Do you know a record? But we're saying this thing you won't get very well. All the Liberian people, it's sweet for them. I don't give a hang how anybody feels about what I say. I say what I say. I stand by what I say. And the truth about it is nobody can counter what I said because the thing what I said are the truth. The truth is we had opportunity to not be in the position we are in today. The Liberian people made excuses to go and vote for him. So guess what? You enjoy that crap that you voted for. You enjoy the nonsense and the mess. You enjoy it. I ain't got no other way to say it. I will continue to say the truth. The CDC is a mess. Georgia was a mess. Georgia, let me tell you something. Georgia is as irresponsible as Joseph Boakai. What you want to tell me? What you want to tell me? Hey, I said Georgia, your CDC, and I said Georgia had 85 million. Why the hell was he broke before he came to the presidency? Why? You want to lecture me about Georgia? You're not serious-minded group of people. You're not serious-minded group of people. When we're talking serious thing, you're CDC and you're going to go sit down somewhere, man. You think somebody come and sit down here for you to say what it. So because Joseph Boakai is misbehaving, so that means Georgia is best. That is seen fully in your day. But Georgia was misbehaving, Joseph Boakai became the best. Who got time to be in that kind of stupid cycle? You think I won't be part of the clown show you got going on? This is a clown show. It needs to end. We need to get serious and move the country forward. Georgia and Joseph Boakai have proven to be incompetent, unserious, reckless, irresponsible, both of them. And I stand by it. What are you talking? As well means my word on it, and I'm missing my word. I will say it as it is. I will say the truth. So the day I die, somebody can say, yeah, that guy used to say the truth. We might not like what he used to say, but he used to say the truth. That means it will be on in your clown show with you, and not inside with you. Anyway, Mr. Masale, what's up? What's going on?
Oh, Chairman, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, because I know what happened to Maybon. Everybody can hear me. Only he can hear me. Yes, it's nice being here. Happy Friday, Lufad. Good afternoon, Maybon, our listening audience and follower. It's glad to be here. I was following the show coming from the mosque, and Maybon asked you some question. And the problem here is the question he asked when it comes to childbirth or whatsoever. Like we all know, sometimes you give birth to a child and you do everything for that child to be productive. And at the end of the day, that child will frustrate you after all your effort you put, send that child to school, up to college, everything, so they can be a productive and fruitful child for themselves. Because if the child, you don't benefit yourself, you will not benefit your parents. At the end of the day, that child becomes useless. But in the case of Joseph Boakai, it's different. Because we all know, like you said, the records are there. Joseph Boakai was the highest paid vice president ever in the history of Liberia. What did Boakai do with all that money? As soon as he left office, he became a beggar or going to take money on loan to survive. People will say, oh yes, when you go, you take money from the bank and you pay. That shows you are responsible because you're taking money and you are paying back to the bank. Okay, yes, we know. Like he want to say in America, yeah, we use credit card. In trying to compare this thing, he the Joseph Boakai man. But it make no sense as a vice president who was the highest paid. You just left office in less than 2-3 years and you got broke, going to be taking loan to survive. You see, what did he do with the money? It is true or this allegation that his children, they are involved into drugs, so that's how they spend their father money? Because you can tell me, Steve, 12 years? And then how will you elect such a man who told you that we have all the resources to transform this country, to give you people a decent and better living, but we squander all of this opportunity? What have Boakai achieved for himself? What impact have he made in his own life that you say he's coming to rescue you? I told the Liberian people, if CDC failed a judge, we have failed the Liberian people. Joseph Boakai was never an option. We had Mr. Kumi, we had Tawe Goglo, we had Harris Moluba, and the list go on. But Boakai was never an option. If George we have failed the Liberian people, you can look at Boakai, who was living on loan, who told you we served this country for 12 years and we squander all of the opportunity. Somebody who is a beggar, you say he's coming to impact your life. Like Mr. Simeon Freeman said, don't elect poor people. He's not trying to say people when people are poor, but look at what impact this person has made in their own life before you trust them to come and make impact in your life. That's the fight. You see? And again, Joseph Boakai, he don't have integrity. He don't have no moral. Thank God that he listened to Sktv and he mentioned me in his cabinet meeting. I hope he listening again. Okay? You see? Because this man, he had not achieved, he had not impacted even his own life. And again, you serve as vice president to Manasedi the first 6 years. You knew that she was squandering opportunity that could transform the life of the Liberian people to better the country, to impact their life. You served as vice president 6 years. Why? The other 6 years, you saw all the 6 year failure, the first 6 years. Why couldn't you say, Madam Sedi, this time around, I want to step down or I don't want to go as running mate to you? because you saw the first 6 years, what happened? To save your, as a person with credibility and integrity, that's what you will do. But you ran campaign for another 6 years, you people won, and you serve again for another 6 years, total into 12 years. After you all lose power, before you come in to tell the Liberian people, we could transform this country and empower your life, but we squander all of the opportunity. Who is legally guided and minded to look at such a man to say, okay, yes, come and be us? Who of who? Thank you.
Thank you. Lofa, are you there?
I'm here. I thought you, for some reason, y'all didn't want me to be a part of the conversation. I was enjoying how we're going, though. You and Melbourne. I was going to listen to y'all go back and forth.
No. I think the man tried. I think Melbourne tried calling you on, but I don't think if you heard him or not.
I've been sitting out here. I've been sitting out here listening to you. I'll tell you, Lib, when you had to go get that car and come back. But Mabel was actually speaking to some things, and then Ali came on. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal, though. The conversation was great. I love what I heard. Just a couple of things I want to really highlight, right? Let's start with the blame games, the blame shifting. I think for decades upon decades in Liberia, we have often shifted blames. I see people will say, oh, you know what? Those who voted George Weah into office are the problem, or those who voted Joseph Boycott into office. But the very people who sat there supinely and subscribed to the lies, the propaganda from people who claim, okay, they said they are propagandists, and not propagandists in a positive tone, but propagandists who are a bunch of liars. All right? They admitted to the fact that they're liars, and you sat there and agreed to it. Most Liberians, we said on this on various platforms, we said to people, look, we have options. Stop keeping us in circles. People said no. Nonetheless, we don't read the minds of humans, Steve. This is where I kind of differ with you a little bit on when you said Liberian people deserve what they have and it's sweet for them. That's the only part that I kind of disagree with when you say it's sweet for them. Because you are not God to read the mind of people. You and I suggested Mr. Alexander Cummings, and you support Mr. Cummings. You cannot predict what Mr. Cummings as a human could probably do tomorrow. Why it is true that his past performance has given us reason to think that he will perform far better than the George Weah or Joseph Boycott, but that does not negate the fact that there could be errors. So when those errors take place, should we then come up and say, Steve, you are stupid for having to have supported, or Lofa, you are too damn stupid for having to have supported Mr. Cummings? No. Mistakes are made. What we need to do is we need to amplify the message. We sat here and allow one numbskull in Henry Costa to control the airwave, the narrative. When some of us were right here, we were saying, oh, don't pay attention to that guy. Oh, don't pay attention. He's nothing. We sat here and allowed him to bamboozle the way of our people. He controlled the narrative and misled our people into what they're into today. You understand? So it's a terrible thing. Liberia made a bad mistake. They were cautionized. They refused to listen. But I would not say it's sweet for them. I will continue to say we must educate our people so that they can understand that there are better alternatives. And the option is, again, with less than 3 years, we have another opportunity. What can we do differently at this point in time so that we don't have to go back to where we find ourselves? I think this should be our point right now. I'm not going to support anybody having to use their personal income to support anybody who supported Joseph Boycott's presidency. No, you were warned. You refused to do it. But there are other victims in this process. There are people, Steve, don't forget that there are people who may not have supported President Boycott, and they're all suffering today. There are people who went against President Boycott. There are people who supported George Weah, and they end up as victims. So at the end of the day, let us look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture here is Liberia, and that's part of the reason why I say I admire Mr. Alexander Cummings when he addressed Liberia issue. He said, this is a big boat of rice. All of us can be a part of this if we work hard and harder to make sure that we can achieve our goal. So I think the best option we have right now is to continue to educate our people. And like you said, the media is part of the problem. All right? The media is part of the problem. Yes, the media is part of the problem because they sat there. Where Yombi Kanga Lawrence openly said to us, Joseph Boakai had no reason to go and sit in for job interview. Because when you're on the campaign trail as a president or presidential candidate, you are part of a camp. That's your interview. You're supposed to tell the people your agenda. Yombi Kanga Lawrence, who served today as Senate Pro Tem, because she didn't do it because she was in the interest of Liberian. She did it because of her selfish interest. There's a woman who owned a mansion in Philadelphia. You take job and give it to her. She comes and go whenever, however. Her kids are here, going to the best schools. Your kids are out there living in abject poverty. But at the end of the day, we all make mistakes in lives, and the consequences we have to bear. So I think that's the case with Liberia, but we cannot give up, and we cannot say it's sweet for them. It's not, because we will continue to fight until we can truly transform Liberia, that every man on earth in Liberia will benefit from the resources of the nation. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Lofa. Thank you so much. I think you made some important points. I think you have rights to your view, and so is everyone. But I want to maintain that it's sweet for the Liberian people. You are Lofa. Maybe you are okay with someone making fool out of you more than once, and you accept it. No, I don't tolerate somebody making fool out of me more than once. 2017, we had options to get rid of CDC and Unity Party. You can't tell me, or no one can tell me, that I might not be able to predict what Alexander Cummings will do. There are some things I can predict that he will do if he becomes president. I'm not saying there will be no corruption. I've said it over and over. There will be corruption in every government that comes. Let me say again, even in America, there is corruption. You can never have any government or any society where people will not go against the law or the rules. That's not how we are wired as humans. People will go against the laws and the rules. But I can tell you, the Liberian people, that if Alexander Cummings was elected as president based on his track records, I'll give you a typical example. When the case came for his chief of staff writing that book that was against, where he included Joe Weah's wife, and he asked him to resign, you think he never had a right to keep him there? When the case came for Mo Ali, when Mo Ali asked somebody on record, on recording, to take up pregnancy, he was sitting secretary of the Unity Party. This Joseph Boakai even asked him to resign or even step aside until they can go through investigation because he's a public servant from a party that wanted to come to the presidency. He was a secretary general, the third main command. Do you know what that means? That told me that Joseph Boakai has no level of accountability in him. He can't even hold himself accountable. It told me that he was irresponsible. Lofa Julius, I don't need to sit to predict that somebody will be good or bad. I can look at your track record and determine that you will do some good things. I can also say to the Liberian people today, when Alexander Cummings is given the opportunity to be president, he will not stop. He will not say there will be no corruption forever. But I can say to you that if there is corruption, you will take steps against corruption. And that's what they don't want. That's what they're afraid of. I can also say to you that you're suffering in the lavish spending that is going on, the level of irresponsibility that was demonstrated by George Weah and continued by Joseph Boakai, where they are spending recklessly. Mr. Alexander Cummings will not spend recklessly like that because of two major reasons. Number one, he has his own income. He knows what it takes for you to sweat and suffer for your money, and you're not just waste it anywhere. So that when somebody else's money is given to him, he will be able to manage it. I can also say to you, I know for a fact that when he managed the budget of Coca-Cola, he didn't spend recklessly. Rules and regulations were put in place to ensure that the right thing was done. But I can also say to you, based on his connections, based on what I know about his connection and what I know about him, that when he becomes president, some of the poverty, some of his people, some of his friends and his connection will come to Liberia to aid our people. I can say that for a fact. Joseph Boakai did not have that. You know how I know he didn't have that? Because when Joseph Boakai after Joseph Boakai became vice president and served as vice president, guess what? Joseph Boakai was seen in the basement. A serious presidential contender is in the basement holding liquor for young people while they were playing Gamo. Does that tell you that Joseph Boakai got any connection? You tell me, since Joseph Boakai was vice president when he came to America after Ellen Johnson said he left, tell me who the hell delegates he met with here. Other vice presidents around the world, they're meeting with serious-minded leaders. They're contributing. People are referring to them. Who knows Joseph Boakai? Who knew Joseph Boakai before he became president? Which one of the politicians? Which one of the serious-minded group of people that actually communicated or attached themselves to Joseph Boakai? I'm saying this to say to you guys, when you see good, you can know Jah. We can say in Laburo, when your Christmas will be better, we can know from the eve. I'm saying to you, try again. You want to try John Weah again? Bring John Weah. And the same thing John Weah there will be worse. I'm telling you this time around. It will be worse because this time around, John Weah will be emboldened. John Weah will know that you don't care about your own future in your life. John Weah will say he don't care because he got nothing to lose. You voting for him again after this, when you bring him back. You ain't voting for Joseph Boakai again. Joseph Boakai don't care. Joseph Boakai on departure. Anything will happen to Joseph Boakai at this point in your life. And you take that man, you put in there, and you tell me, say, he's all kind of change Labura. Joseph Boakai ain't changing nothing. It's sweet for you. You'll continue to vote the way you vote. You'll continue to please.
Yes, well, Steve, thank you. I come in quickly, Lofa, because Steve says something and I don't want to go off my mind. You talk about, because let me be frank, Lofa, on what you said, it is the same CPP, the same group of people today that energize this current president today that we have today, President Joseph Boakai. Let me be frank. That's why I mentioned the media. People, in fact, it may not be the traditional media, but it may be the social media. People, while they use the social media, spend a lot of money, especially even from the camp of other political parties, to energize Mantico. Almost like somebody hope is going. You claiming that you want to make change, you want to have change, you want to change things. Then you energize somebody. You give them power to stand up. My brother, then at the end of the day, that person that was already losing hope and you energize them, they will overcome you and put you somewhere that you don't belong. So I think that what happened with the previous opposition by them or quote unquote those supporters here, because I don't think they were waiting for change. Maybe they were just doing this thing because of business. That's one, Steve. Maybe you're not looking at some of these things along the way. But if you really look at some of these politically, that's why some of them will come here. We don't want to go to politics because we want to talk about things that are affecting our people. Because if you go back to politics, there are a lot of missteps along the way that get us to where we are today. Missteps. Somebody battery finish. The person already battery already going off. They energize their battery. You know what he's doing? So today, what happened today? Today is because of the previous opposition that they won't get us to where we are. But now another point that you're also raising is, the change, the people, the this and that. Yes, Liberian people, they will continue to vote for change. If you look at the lower house, I think there are almost 42 new lawmakers. That tells you that our people always voted for change. But I think the system, for me, personally today on this show, let me tell some of you today, the system, Steve, it is the problem. No matter who you bring, the reason why people prosper into another places is because the system there is guarding them. But for us here, we allow our system to be terrible. So at the end of the day, even if we bring good people, they'll go back. Like even the CPP, or in fact, even our ANC. ANC have some kind of issues. Up to date today. Up to date. We can't understand how that issue went, what happened, what happened today that had to do with it, or quote unquote, or in fact, we tell suffering rally. Where are we today with whatever update? Steve, let me ask you.
Maybe when you lie. Let me not go around the bush with you. You lie. Since you're asking me, you lie. There was a report provided from the account of that money and who stole the money and what the police did with it. You lie. And some of you guys who are in Liberia have this mindset. You have this mindset, and it's very, very sad and unfortunate. You have this mindset that you must stick with the same thing. How can you say the Liberian people voted for change when they voted for Joseph Boakai? That change, Joseph Boakai, that changed to you? You know what change is? Do you understand when you use the word change? You see, this is the problem we have. Many of
you brought Joseph Boakai. Who talking about Joseph Boakai? I'm not talking about Joseph Boakai as change.
Listen now, you said the Liberian people vote for change or voted for change. And I'm saying to you, yes, There was a report from the CPP. What you guys don't want to do is you don't want to go back to that report, to even the guy that was arrested for the money that was stolen. Now, how can you in your mind, Melbourne, even sit on a show and blame the CPP for somebody stealing from them? How can you say that? Somebody stole from the CPP. Wait. Somebody, it's like you are a victim or something. Then you come and blame the victim for somebody stealing from the victim or for somebody coming to commit crime for the victim. How do you do that? Let me say this to you. What you don't want to do is to say the truth on the show here, because you're always trying to look for excuses, to make excuses to not hold people accountable. The Liberian people should be held accountable for voting in Joseph Boakai. When time comes for elections, what they do is that they make excuses. They found reasons to not do the right thing. For example, they will set standard for other people that they never set standard for the other people. For example, they will tell you, say, oh, what Kumi is not do for Labro? What Joseph Boakai not do for Labro? What I want to do for Labro? What I want Gongo passing around, freeing your people then from jail. They call him poor man lawyer. Time to vote for the poor man lawyer. You leave the poor man lawyer, you go vote for criminals and rogues and thieves. And you want to come and lecture me? You want to lecture me?
For the past 20 years, we've been having 3 presidents, and that changed.
That's serious, bro.
Steve, and that changed. For the past 20 years. Yes. For the past 20 years. No, I come in quickly. So you correct something. For the past 20 years now, we've been having presidents. That means from Sktv-Lib to former President George, we are now to the current president. That changed. It's just that their own performance maybe it may not be up to that. Okay. But that changed.
Okay, no problem. And we've seen
the problem here, or it made me even lose my sense. Okay, yeah, I get it back.
I mean, Lofa wanted to come in for you. I beg you.
Okay, yeah, Lofa, at you.
Please, I beg you, let Lofa be the first, please. Lofa, go ahead. Sorry, bro. Sorry for veering off. Lofa, you there? When you finish Melbourne, I beg you, please. Melbourne, I beg you. Send Lofa not there, Mama Mesali, you can go. Lofa, when you finish Melbourne, please play our different videos so that we can show some of the changes.
You said something, and for me, people who always ask that question, I see them to be hypocritical and they are very deceptive to the Liberian people. By even asking question, what have Mr. Kumi done for the Liberian people? That question, nobody who is in their right mind, legally guided and minded, is supposed to ask anybody that question. What did Madam Sktv do before you elected her as president? What did she do for Liberia? Okay, these are questions.
Yeah.
You should be asking yourself, what have Boakai done for himself in his 42 years in working government? What level of impact he made on his own life? Not talking even beyond the Lofa Kante people. I'm sorry to say, pointing finger at you.
Mama, you not do nothing. Don't be afraid to say it.
What have Boakai done for you, the people of Lofa Kante for the 2
nothing.
years government? What you can point out? Oh yes, they may serve for the 2 years he served as vice president.
Man, I say, as a man from Lofa, I'm telling you, say Joseph Boakai did nothing, behave uselessly.
And you people voted for him today. Then you want to question Mr. Kumi, and today Mr. Kumi get businesses, he get even school that people are going, they are imparting knowledge in people in the country. You see, but Jenna, when they start to show this thing, they see government will start to go after his businesses and things. There are so many things Mr. Kumi had done and he's doing in Liberia. He's not coming to be showing up. So you people had no integrity to ask Mr. Kumi why he had done that he want to become president. The 42-year Boakai served for in our country. What are his achievements? All the places in working, he come on and say, oh, we are working to LPMC. Every one of us here, even Mabel, you that working to that 2FM, you had sat with your manager and you brought some idea to him that tomorrow you can say, oh, it was 2 Mabel who were able to do this one. Every one of us here working, the position we serve in, we were able to make some impact in those places we work. That today we are not there, people can say, oh, when Masale were working here, when Steve were working here, when Lofa were working here. Those records are there that we can put in our resume that people can look at, they do background check, and we get job. What are Boakai achievement records? Those places that he work, what are his achievements? Nothing. But today you come into Mr. Kumi, what have he done for Liberia or Liberian that he want to become president?
I can show you his achievement.
Way of thinking.
I can show you Boakai achievement. Maybe on the video I just saw you play it. Let me show Boakai achievement. The video I saw you play.
So Milburn, why you're bringing up that video? Sorry guys, I No, that's all right. I was muted while you're asking me to talk. But here's what I want to say, right? Um, Melbourne, you made a point about the stolen money. And I hear a lot of people. You see, that's part of the reason why I kind of blame the media to some extent for not having to combat the lies. Steve lay all right. You cannot have somebody come in Melbourne's house, steal Melbourne's television, and then you blame Melbourne for not going to the police instead of having to say, or for not having him prosecuted. Melbourne is not the law. The police supposed to be. It's just like right now we are talking about this issue of drugs. They arrested the drugs. Why we're not saying, okay, since the drugs is found, then we should blame who else? We should blame President George Weah because he was there before the drugs was arrested, or the person who carried the drugs. Something. Look, I mean, these flashy and nonsensical excuses need to stop. The case was actually, they went through the entire case. The report was provided. The mail was handed over to the police. At that point, it is the police responsibility now to investigate and prosecute him. My thing here that I often say to most Liberians, we often buy into the lazy argument. We always want the easy way out.
Yep.
Aliyu and all of us here, if you were to conduct a survey on this platform today and ask Liberians, of all the candidates, which of them is most confident of them all that he could deliver? Probably 90% call it as an economist. But I don't know them. In the world, you can say Steve's name, Moses, but you said we don't know him. You mention a name, you mention
Nobody not get service. What's going on? No, nobody not get service. You're not making.
Can you hear me? You guys can hear me?
Yeah,
you can hear you now. You pay your internet bill. What's going on?
I'm out with my Lofa Highway, bro. I'm on Lofa Highway. I'm blaming for that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. But you're going in and out. It's very bad, Lofa. You're going in and out, bro.
When I get to let me get to a better place. I'll come on back on.
Okay.
That would be good.
Yeah, but look, maybe I beg you, please put that video on. Let's show some of the change that we'll talk about.
I have the video. I will respond later on with some of the assumptions made by Lofa. But go ahead. This is the video.
So folks, that the change there. And Georgia Bagan sleeping before he became president. In president, what are you doing? Ain't sleeping. He go for the groundbreaking something. He's sleeping. Can you imagine? Then let me say this. Let me say this to the Labrador people so you can listen. Let me say that, you know, many times when I come on the show, I don't like to talk about what I do for work professionally. But let me say this to you. Behavior does not change. It subsides or it gets worse. It either subsides or it gets worse. It doesn't change. The same thing you see Joseph Boakai or Joe Weah doing before they become president. They will do the same thing when they become president. That means, as in Joe Weah, his own party anniversary. He can't do it. You're watching football. When you make president, will do the same thing. That's how it is. That's how life is. Look, if somebody were not serious about certain things, giving them position of authority will not make them serious. You start wasting your time. You start wasting our time. But Melbourne will leave it with you.
Yes.
I'll tell them
because I wanted to have a little say because I think you were talking about Steve's statement about Zana Cummins, maybe why you have done or so forth. But for me, let me be frank. Some of you who are commenting and saying, "Bro, maybe like in fact you are afraid. Oh, that's why today you are." Look, let me be. As I've been saying, there's a time for politics. We will hold most of the political parties accountable. We will hold them to their feet. We will talk about them, whether you like it or not. That one thing that you don't take from some of us. Whether you want to feel little, we want to get into a process. So forth. My point here is clear. That's what Lofa Julia talking about. Oh, somebody can steal from you. Who the person that stole from you? The person is within stole from you. Then, for example, your own child or your own daughter or your own somebody or your family member, and you can tell us how far that case go today. Then Lofa say, oh, somebody can is police. We will say these things. Right now, for me, and I want to be talking about politics. Let's stick to the issues affecting our people for now and forget about all the because at the end of the day, we'll ask all the questions. We'll say these things so that tomorrow, some of all the ones speaking always say, oh, yeah, we will be on the record. Some of us tomorrow will be on record so that the Arizona Cummings come to power. People say, yeah, put a neighbor on they stand up, they say this, and they ask the question today. So, Ali, hold on a little bit. I'll go for the news, but we'll come back. We will continue with the broadcast.
So yeah, let me neighbor, let me just say this, right? I read a comment from a young brother, Alexander Boniface, said he's confused as to whether I'm in the middle. Look, for what I do professionally, we think outside the box. We are not naive to think in one direction. And that's the reason why, even though I support Mr. Alexander Cummings, I leave room for possibility. Anything can happen. That does not negate the fact that he is the best of the candidates. But we must be real to ourselves as human. All right? You can elect Mr. Alexander Cummings today. He still have to work with Liberians. You, the very person who's on here, you support Mr. Cummings. Are you willing to work, or are you willing to not be given opportunity to work when Mr. Alexander Cummings become president? If Mr. Cummings become president today and say, Mr. Boniface, please, let us see how we can find something in the private sector. The first thing you will start saying, those of us who made the case for Mr. Cummings, we will not consider the people who are nowhere around. Those would be some of the things. And then before you make up your mind, it will not become you or who are not making the case that his presidency is this and that. Let's be realistic here. The failure, when government is failing, we call them out. The previous government failed, we call them out. This government is failing massively, we call them out. Let's leave room for mistakes, because there will be time. We will have to justify why certain things may happen. But that does not take away the fact that Mr. Cummings is the best candidate. Let us not just think in one direction. Simply because you support a political candidate don't mean you can't think outside the box. You should be prepared, willing, and ready to hold that candidate accountable. If you don't, present yourself as that person. That's how they ride on you, make decisions not in your interest. Liberia, we need a better leader. We need someone who truly understands the economy. And no one else can truly transform Liberia's economy other than Mr. Alexander Cummings. But here's the reality. We should also leave room for the possibility of mistakes. And he's a human. Yes, mistakes will happen because he would not be in every office. He would not be walking behind every employee, government official. Some of them are malicious. They will purposely do it just because they want to take away from Mr. Alexander. In the same way today, they're fighting him with everything they have. They would throw everything at him. They throw all the dirty water at him, but still he's here in the midst. All right? That's my point here. My point here is let us focus on the downtrodden. Are the people our focus? And the only person can do that, that's Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. Brother Ali.
Yeah, thank you, Lofa. Thank you. You know, for me, the problem, I would tell Liberian people, when it comes to election, we that live from here, we go to the country, we are just maybe, I don't know, we are just less than maybe even 5% that are going to vote. They over there, they know what they are going through. They had to make a better decision for themselves. Like we are saying today, why the country is going into, how the country is going. Because first of all, you get Joseph Boakai today as president, the man who campaigned on respecting rule of law, that there were no respect for rule of law during the previous administration. Can you grade the previous administration when it comes to respecting rule of law and that of Joseph Boakai now? What have Baka done? What have changed when it comes to respecting rule of law? Nothing. And he's even doing worse than the previous administration. Baka talk about coming to create jobs for the Liberian people. He said that the previous administration were building roads. This way were sidewalk roads. How can you build road in a country when even the people don't have a job? Because why you should be able to use this road so you can go to work to be able to find food, earn, and make a better living for you and your family. So it was useless yesterday, according to Baka, not even his supporters, for you to be building roads and you cannot provide job for the people. And today he made a statement, nobody should ask if that road they will eat. This is why we have to be very careful when we are in opposition, what we say and what we do. Because this thing might come back at us tomorrow if we have it to be elected. Yesterday, Baka was...
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You see, yesterday, Baka was there, that road the people will eat, the people need job. And then today you come now, you cannot create job when you're building roads. And you don't want for people to ask you that road they will eat. What sense does that make? Where are the jobs you promised? This is 2 years, 7 months now of your administration. You talk about fighting drugs. What have you done? In my mind, Lufa, if I say, oh yes, or just a public enemy number one to the state, the moment President Baka took over, what I expected from him was immediately we want to see recreation center being built in Mosoralo across the country, wherein when you go, you break down these ghettos, you taking those guys from there, you will not allow them to go again to go be in this various cemetery across the country or in the city. When you break this ghetto, you grab them from there, carry them to rehabilitation center. For same day, you tell them you will have to be here or else I will put you in prison. Who want to go to jail? You will rehabilitate these people from there while you're sending them to vocational. 2 years of administration now, but now some of those guys, they are useful in the society. But you go just breaking down ghetto, you arresting some of them. In America, Lofa, you and I, the people go after the cartel. They don't go after the consumer. If they notice that people smoking right here on the block, they will use some of this consumer to get the person that's selling that drugs, to get the main person, the cartel. That's what they do. When you go around breaking ghettos, taking people, carrying them to prison, some of them you just break the ghetto and you leave them loose in the street. How are you fighting drugs? When the United Party were in opposition.
But it is, but Aliyu.
Yes.
Aliyu, let me just say this, right? It is alleged that Joseph Boycott kids are, involved with the drug smuggling. It is alleged. Do you really expect the government to calm down hard on this drug issue? And I'm saying I'm just a question. It is, if this is what is being stated. Remember now, the previous government, people claimed that it was President Barker, not President Barker, but President Weah and other people who were actually smuggling drugs in the country. Now we are hearing that President Barker kids. I see the kids today, they're all sitting on yachts and enjoying themselves in big boats and doing everything. How is it being funded? Are they also getting paid from the government pocket? Or if not, where's the money coming from? So allegedly, something they're doing, something clandestine is going on in the back that we don't know of. So that probably could be part of the reason why the hands of law enforcement is tied. Because they don't probably want to go after the president's children. It brings disgrace because, again, don't forget, he intends to run, as it is being stated, for a second term. So would he really want to put his family in the forefront like that to be criticized? I don't know. So this drug thing, people keep making mockery of it. But the people in the market are the ones who will continue to be victimized. That's just what it is, brother.
That's just the fight, because the whole drugs issue, the Unity Party, when they were in opposition, those people, they were sophisticated enough to know how drugs were coming in the country, the types of drugs that were coming, who were bringing them. The other drug came through the airport, this one came through the seaport, this one came through the border. You people were in opposition, y'all were not in power. Y'all were sophisticated enough to detect how drugs were coming to the country and who were bringing it. Why today you people are in power? You don't get that sophistication, all those machineries to detect who is bringing drugs and how it's entering the country. Really? that $19 million worth of drugs was seized at the airport. Till today, you can tell the Liberian people, even how did the drug enter the country, whether it came through the airport, the seaport, or the borderline. Yesterday, you were in opposition, you were quick enough to grab this thing. And you're in power, you're supposed to show, oh yes, we were in opposition. We used to tell you how drugs were coming to the country. We are sophisticated enough. Why today? And this is why when I said that for poor king to go Liberia, it means that government officials are involved into the drugs business. And President Bwaka was saying in her cabinet meeting yesterday that I was saying it make no sense for me to say that. It makes sense for me to say it.
Oh, so wait. Ali, so the president responded to your comment?
He responded to my comment yesterday in a cabinet meeting. You see, and it makes sense because you know the drugs law. When you are arrested with drugs, what they can do to you, you will go to prison. Your horse, everything will be seized and sold, so they can use that proceed to take care of what the drugs addicts, those guys that are taking drugs and in the country to go and rehabilitate them, make them to be useful people. So for Peter King to be in America here, he know this thing, and he was brave enough to go to Liberia. And since he went there today, he are not being arrested, and they are treating him. He's sleeping under air condition, everything. And this is my question to President Bwaka. If it was Aliyu Masale, they say, oh yeah, that drugs we took it for Aliyu Masale horse. Everybody, oh yeah, that Aliyu Masale told her to go and take the drugs from there. They went, they took it from my horse, and I got to RRA. They respect the way you are treating poor king. Were you going to treat me like that? Wherein people will come, they take me from the airport, I go, I report myself, they allow me to go to my house, the next day I can't, they take statement for me. Wherein the drugs, they were not even in my warehouse, but in my house. Will you treat me like that? So these are, you people are creating corridor for more speculation, what we are saying. You see? Because only the cartels, somebody will say, America, you know we are in power, don't worry. We are going to give you all the treatment. And when I listen to Gregory Kuma, oh, when they arrest that major, they go to put him in jail after 72 hours, 48 hours, he will walk free. And this is why the senator say, okay, you're going to put him in jail, let's see how he will walk free. And he even said, made a scenario, oh yeah, when it comes to rape cases, immediately we can make an arrest. Why you didn't arrest Brian McGill immediately? You see how he contradicted himself, he just indicted himself. So everything about the government is being done selectively, not holistically. You see, you people had all the sophistication to detect immediately how drugs were entering the country and who were bringing them. But today, $19 million worth of cocaine were leaving the country. Up to now, like you said, Julius, you know what you mean, the first family? And this is why you see they are treating those kings like children. They giving them honey and sugar, because when you press them, there will be an explosion. And we know when that explosion come out, how it will be. The president want to run. Why if the president and they say, oh yeah, they start to call the president children name. That alone, what face he will get to go stay in front of the Liberian people that he want to run for second term? After Liberians say, oh, the president children, they are just dealer, they've been saying it. And then today, such a thing happened that the president children name were called. So all this delay they are doing, it just shows that those people they are covering up. They want to hire people. How did Michael Brown leave the prison? This I think we want to know now. I saw a statement how Michael Brown they put him in prison in and which month says September and in all kind of conflicting thing. And then he was now well. They carry him to the hospital. They say he need to leave the country. You and I, when I was working in the hospital, when they take people from prison, they will chain them while they are even in the hospital, and the police are there. They get people that money them, they monitoring them. That you will allow the man for family member to go and sign for him. This is the people who claim to be educated. Somebody who were arrested with drugs, they lack it or he's in prison, and because he's not feeling well, you allow family member to go sign for him. Make it make sense to me. Waka, you can play on everybody's mind. Mr. Connor, welcome.
Are you? How you doing, man?
Good.
I know.
My computer charger, my computer is dying.
Hello?
Mr. Connor, hearing you.
Yeah, I know. I think the other guys on break, right? For the news, right?
Yeah, the only news break.
Yeah, but it's great. It's great to be on, man. Today Friday now. We got things to do on Friday, so
Yeah, myself, I'm just asking for the most.
yeah. So, but in between, I've been hearing you guys a little bit. But Aliyu, I think I told people before that whether people like it or not, there will obviously be something they call comparative analysis on the previous government and the present government. It's not a question whether somebody supports a particular government or not, but they will have to draw the dichotomy on things. And this is the problem today, because everything that happened yesterday is literally unfolding itself again today. And based on that, Aliyu Masali or other people will sit on platform to start doing the comparison. They say, but oh, wait a minute, this happened yesterday and you say you're going to do it different. Why are you doing the same thing? And that's the problem with Mr. Boakai. The Unity Party and the president have been so disingenuous on so many things that is troubling the country. And there where people come in to make this a comparison. I know there are other political parties and other political leaders in the country that have never had leadership. So obviously they will now go making comparison between Mr. Boakai and Mr. Komit or Gongulu or any other person that has not had leadership in that country. Typical example, look at Ghana. Ghana decided to for a former president because the government that was there, they found it difficult to live under that government after they have, kind of voted the other government or the power or so and so forth. And the MP, I think MPP or whatever government, the two governments in Ghana. So they had to draw this dichotomy. Now, Mr. Boakai, everything that was criticized yesterday, today, Boakai is living lavishly. And the problem there is that, like you guys stated, Aliyu, Mr. Boakai, you forget one thing that you guys never say, that Mr. Boakai is the second longest serving vice president of that country's republic, other than Talbot. Consistently 12 years. Ellen Johnson is the second longest serving president of that country's history, consistently. Mr. Barker had budgetary allocation, minimum $2 million per annum. And for such a man to lead the presidency, that he could not even afford, forget about he taking loan, but that he could not even afford for his own medical bill. And then to entrust in the thing that he would take care of people, for me, I would classify that as financially irresponsible. He was financially irresponsible. To talk about you taking loan, maybe when you only take loan in America yet from the bank if you get a source of income, meaning you're working. That's the only way a bank, because then they will use like a job that no other man will be able to pay the loan. But no bank, other banks, Waka wanted the bank to do loan from there. By the time he became president, NIA set up there, he took $8 million from them to pay for all the debt in our own. So they given you account of that. So I mean, when you say those things, you criticize road construction in our country. But today, you go there breaking grounds for all of those things, and you say, oh, but nobody will talk about road people will eat. You've been disingenuous on issues. And there where the problem comes from. So when people are making these comparisons or not, it's hard to even come out to say you're going to defend this government currently, because the leadership and the propagandists, they have been so disingenuous on so many things, and they're repeating the very thing, even in overdrive. That's why I trying to point out there. But it's great to see you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, Steve? Yeah, Steve, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. Thank you so much. Folks, we are back. We are back from the break. Milborn, I know you got a couple of videos there for that you got to play. Can we please start out with the video with where Joseph Boakai is making fun out of Labrampo and making fool out of them? And I love that. I really appreciate the president for
the one that you're talking about from small town. I know, is that small town? What is the small town people can be begging over there?
Yes, and but then we'll go to the other one that talks about where he talks about I know he was dedicating a role. I know that today.
Yes, I think
you're breaking ground. You're breaking ground for that same road that they broke ground for before.
Yeah, so he was basically that what he does shamelessly. He goes and he not donate a couple of pumps. He breaking ground for the grounds that already been broken. But these people got no shame. So that would play him making fool out of the Liberian people.
All right. So now listen to the president. The president said that the small town people have put him in trouble every day because of a goodness and so forth. So the people always going to a house. So now listen.
I see all of you clapping and laughing. The small town people have put me in more trouble every day. People coming for school fees because they told the people if you have private pocket will solve it. So I can't sleep. I see all of you clapping and laughing. The small town people have put me in more trouble every day. People coming for school fees because they told the people if you have private pocket will solve it. So I can't sleep.
Yeah, maybe there's another part where he said the people now are eating because of the war. Yeah, they're eating because of war. So they might
But people that see that look at this quickly in passing, that people are going to a house or going to him to beg for school fees or so forth. I don't know what is that. Is that a good statement that as a president for people to be going to you for school fees? I don't even know. How come? Because so that means that also carry us back to the same bread and butter issue. That people from small town they're going to be just small town people begging and putting him in trouble. They say Buaka is good. But I know where I have the other video queue. But what's
let you from Swap
Please don't manage the time. People will beg you. Yeah, I
that is not anything for me big to talk about, because the problem here is, if say you came to power as a president, you promised the Liberian people job. People say you had international connection, you know about the game, and you said the moment you take power, you will hit the ground running. If you are making impact in the lives of the Liberian people, President Baka, who will go to you? So President Baka, like Steve said, they're making fun out of the Liberian people. Quite recently, they don't say the same thing. When you come to my whole fire cry, we not open door for you. What the other lawmaker, when you're doing your man, woman, baby, I can't be the president couple, but when you're women, the EP, and you people were impacting the lives of the Liberian people. Waka, who will go to you for children's school fee? Who will go to you for medical bill? So that when you see them going to you, that tells you that you have failed them. This is why they are going to you, because you the president, and you are not making impact in their life. Who do you expect them to come to Ali Masaliwa or Stephen Hall or to Steve Hall? No, they will go to your house. So that tells you that you have failed.
But if they're going to a house, they even entering. Or you don't want to say that.
Let you Abi now. Abi, real quick.
Yes, see that it's good that Labour played that. I didn't even listen to that particular stuff. But here's the thing: just recently, I think a week or two ago, Steve, this very president, people that have been cleaning around a house, the last 3 months they haven't been paid. People are working at his place, around the vicinity in a place. They say they haven't been paid for 3 months. Then for you to come up publicly and tell them, people coming to your house. But Mr. President, you are vice president for 12 years, and you literally beg for medical attention. You literally beg for sustenance. So today, people that ain't got anything, if they come to your place, is this something that you're going to take the podium who come begging you? What do you expect them to beg? You know you got the largest portion of the country's cake. So obviously they will keep their place, Steve. So I mean, this kind of irresponsible statements, it's just kind of it is nothing to just sweep it under the carpet, because it has become a pattern for this president. This president, the first public statement he made was in Suriname, when you talk about how people can pay too much. Mr. President, you're leaving today because you decided to beg or people decided to come to your aid. I'm sorry. So obviously when they see that stated, It's good to address it from the perspective. People are coming. Listen, if anybody got a job to do or they got a means, they got disposable income, Steve, did that come to Steve Bowling House for anything? Did that come to Abraham Collins House for anything? Because they got disposable income. They got to be plenty, but they can afford to buy a bag of rest home. But anybody, if they're going to leave for maybe, because small town, I think the station in Newtown, if they commuted from Newtown to your place in rehab to tell you that indeed they are desperate in need, that's why they're coming around. So this statement that I think the president need to be advanced on those things. First and foremost, in his capacity as the elder statesman, those are things even if they're doing it. You don't come in the public space and ridicule the people because you're stating it and like you're trying to discourage them not to come around you anymore. And it's a pattern to the point if your supporters and other officials of government, they're emulating what you are stating. And at the same time, your vice president said, oh, when the minister that work in the community, if they not identify with the community, the next election, the president will check to see who voted for him and what community voted for him. So those things need to be addressed from that perspective.
Thank you, Amy. Well, maybe quickly, let me say something to this statement. Joseph Boakai, let me appreciate you for that statement. I think you're doing a very brilliant job for rubbing it in their faces. Let me say this. You can get very with the president all you want to say, well, I stand with the president. You don't be going to the president's house. That's not your pa. The president is not your pa. That's not your husband. That's not your baby daddy. So the president is damn right for saying that. I stand with the president. Mr. President, in fact, next time when you come, you might remind them that now you pregnant them. So they might not send their children to your house. You're not loving to them. Please, you might do that, Mr. President. I stand with you on that 100%. I am with the president. Say what you want to say. I stand with the president on that one. No more y'all can get value on your business. I stand with the president on that one. The only people then that will go to the president's house and they should get job are what the guy need. United Party partisan. Remember when the president fought over and they didn't give the chairman job? Luther organized men and they went to the president's house.
Yes, so he was the first person to even protest.
Gentlemen, you're waiting now. You're waiting. Look, this is our government. Only us can go give our president for anything. For y'all who voted for
government against TV.
For y'all who voted for y'all. Gentlemen, for y'all who not part of the party, say what you want to say. We're not with y'all. If one of our parties didn't come to the president or start throwing round top of the Zoom, we'll get in job tomorrow. I'm saying it. Luther Tapper went to the president hall with yo, they getting job. So if you want job as a United Party partisan, as a rescuer, go to the president hall, men not throw round on top of the Zoom, you will get job. Simple. You not part of all your can be making over job. You're serious. But that is to the next thing. Let's move. We don't get time for that.
Yeah, so that's it. So quickly, 30 seconds to that. For me, I think Mandikon don't do well to that. Let me be frank. And not everything I do for people, you have to come out to say it. In fact, we bash as as former president we are. We bash as former president we are for some of these things. Oh yeah, every time we do good for people, we will come out and say so. Hey man.
Okay, we agree. That big body coming running.
Yeah,
that big body coming running.
You're talking every time, people begging every time. Is that how you can be good? Is that how you can be good to go pay people to get people jobs? If you want to be good and be remember,
my man, and I carry the run of government. And I carry the run of government. And I carry the
as people going to the president to be asking for children's fee, meaning he has failed the Liberian people. He has failed because but to create job, nobody will go to a house to beg. He failed. That's
why I can't go to Donald Trump? Donald Trump, one of the richest men also on the earth. Why we
never used to go to Joe Biden, Barack Obama, then the list go on to
man, my man, you were split tire. The president is God. Listen to the man again.
I think they still paying it, but that listen, man.
So I hope we'll go to another one next time. That road I will eat. The road is making them eat.
Easy.
So I hope nobody's gonna ask that road I will eat. The road is making them eat.
Thank you, Mr. President.
So I hope nobody's gonna ask that road I will eat. The road is making them eat.
Okay, the president people.
The same questions yesterday when they were in opposition. Some of the questions yesterday that the road will eat, that this will eat, the hospital will eat.
Listen, you know, the problem there, like I said, the sycophancy is just too mind-boggling. And what really bothers me for this elder statement, the man was sitting on podiums and they excoriated, they mocked everything that had to do with road construction. They said, oh, people ain't got food to eat. The farm to market we're talking about today, take for instance, like Lima County. They got road all the way to Buto to bring food to town. Mr. President, where is the paved road here that people are using to bring food to town here? You're talking about, you said that road people will eat. So the sycophancy, I mean, it's just mind-boggling here. Even if you're not in a position to criticize some of these things, sometimes you got to give an analytical view on it and put it in the context that they criticized yesterday. He was on the podium, the same thing he did with the likes of Proseki and the Yaka Kolba, that when they were taking the podium insulting other leaders, they come into everybody. Today they come back and say, oh, but don't do it. Mr. President, you're sitting right there when they talk about, you said that road people will eat when there was no food at home. And today you're talking about yourself, I hope they will not talk about that road they will eat again. What an irony. But again, this is the Liberian we got here today, guys.
Thank you. Because me, I come in.
So the problem here, this is why I always say I don't waste my time listening to Bwaka, because he's very deceptive old man. Because yesterday, like I said, Bwaka told the Liberian people during the previous administration that road the Liberian people will eat. How will you be building roads in a country where you cannot provide jobs? Because people should be able to ride on this road to go to work. But today, you are building roads and you don't want for people to ask you if that road they will eat. Why yesterday you were asking people, you were saying that road the Liberian people will eat, the people need job so they can pay their children wire fee, they can be able to pay their children school fee. All of these things you said, roads were not necessary. But today, people say we should celebrate you for building roads. Is that not deception? You too old to be hypocritical. That's not good. The hypocrisy is just too much in this old man. Yesterday, you condemned road. You said Liberian needed job. Where are the jobs today? But you don't want, this is why we always say we have to be very careful what we say and what we do when we are in opposition. Because tomorrow, this thing will come back to us. If we're happy to be successful, then they start asking you now, then you become cheeky. And this is why today the Unity Party, they get Ministry of Man and Power cause. Because those were things that Bwaka himself, as old as he is, he criticized yesterday. But they should celebrate him. Eddie Bill Rules, or Steve, we are Bill Rules, Bwaka Bill Rules. When are we going to get president that will look at the education, quality health care, safe drinking water, stable electricity, the economy, and better security in the country? So everybody, the moment you should just be building road, that's a nonsense. We had to graduate from that stage now and be thinking how our people can get quality health care, education, safe drinking water, electricity, and a stable and better economy. These are things that you promise the Liberian people, but you building modern road today, they should come and celebrate you. And you say they shouldn't ask you if that road will eat. So how you feel when you were asking the previous administration yesterday if that road Liberian people will eat? That's being very deceptive. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let me say my own. You know, the problem with your, this is where your most of the things happen. Again, for the second time today, I am standing with the president. That big boring government yet. First of all, I want you to go back and listen to the tape. Before the president talked about the road you will eat by, he laughed first. To tell you that the man said, no, let me tell you something. Joseph Bwaka see the Liberian people are the biggest jokers in the world. And you know why I stand with Joseph Bwaka?
I stand with you with that.
You know why I stand with Joseph Bwaka and we're taking it for a joke? You know why I agree with Joseph Bwaka? Because it's sweet for us. It's sweet for the Liberian people. Joseph Bwaka see the Liberian people as the biggest junks in the world. You know, look, remember, play that thing again. Please play that video one more. I beg you, please. Before the man made a statement, the road you're eating now, or the road providing something for you to eat now, I want you to see what he did.
The road is making them eat. So I hope nobody's gonna ask that road I will eat. The road is making them eat.
Thank you.
So I hope nobody's gonna ask that road.
So you see, he asked a serious question. That road I will eat. Then he paused and smiled and took a few seconds. And he said the road is making them eat. Even if you are taking this statement analytically or just at face value, in any sound person's mind, can road make them to eat? This is not to tell you that this man is making mockery out of you. It's not to tell you to save his life. You're doing everything for him. You're bringing the presidency. He feed a better opportunity. We're going to say in Labrador to make ass out of you. But it's true for you. I have no regret for standing with the president on the wall. I stand with him. That the kind of people you're like. So guess what? That's why you get. Maybe one of my point I wanted to make. So I agree with the president 100%.
Well, thank you. Let me say to you, Brother Aliu and other Mr. Kone, for me, I disagree with Madigo on all of the videos that we play here, ranging from the one where people begging him back to back, going to a home, according to him, that the people all the way to a horse. I'll still stand a bit corrected, like Mr. Kone said, that even the people who work, the people that were working, Madigo were not able to pay them until they had to protest. Then that people you go give free money to or free team to, well, that's it. But for me, I disagree with you on that. So then when it comes to no, I don't want to borrow you and Steve. You're taking that in from Rami, please. So Digon, now not about not true. Then they want to have USD. You can
okay, because not saying the truth, right? Okay, I will use the one that you want.
Then the one where the man say that rule we eat, then you have to laugh. You know, that what can happen when the politician thinking how to cajole the mind of the people, so they may laugh and say they want me say I know. Yeah, I know how they will interpret it. But Mr. President, I don't know how many rules you people want to build in the 1 month, so rather that up to now we are still struggling to even understand whether we even have capital city or not. Okay, let's assume that you build maybe the Grand Bassa. In fact, if even the previous government built Grand Bassa Road today, how the economy in Grand Bassa? Let me ask people here today. Maybe we'll be asking some of the roads issue here and there that we're taking like because of road, the system continue to get damaged. We're damaging the rule of law. We're damaging everywhere. Even though we're paying a lot of, or in fact, we're sending a lot of money to the security, but we're getting no results because of rules. Every attention will be given to rules. Everything, every day will be a road will be here. The road will do the road. So what happened to Grand Bassa County? But now Grand Bassa County economy is going to be one of the best. If you go Grand Bassa today, this will be okay, then 100%. But people are still struggling. Are they not connected? What are we waiting for? What? Look, I don't understand why we just faking things around. Even when you're bombing.
But listen, maybe you talk about the Grand Bassa. Just last week they show you the university, the college in Grand Bassa, where the road is, where the road has completed damage over there to the point that people almost drown in that water. And then you're talking about road here today. It's a good thing. Any government that you want to do something, but the hypocrisy is the problem here. And Mr. Boakai, again, let me reiterate, you are the oldest elected president of that country, the republic. Everything that was criticized there yesterday, today, and you reiterate, you state the same thing and making mockery out of it, it's a problem. You told the former president that he gave people hand out because they refused to give them job. They find job for them. But today, the very point then, he said they're coming to beg you too much. Mr. President, you are surviving today because people assisted you. Thank you.
Well, anything y'all want to say, y'all say. I will pray.
And we're very bombing, but we have to go maybe Guinea or maybe somewhere. In fact, the bombing people, they have to come right there, Mosovado, or if I in the capital I'm coming, Mr. Colin, to buy paper. We have
that. Yeah, maybe that's the fact. We from Bombay can't take the same the president, the welfare. We always come in Kuwait to buy paper or pepper, even when we
no explain.
Okay.
And maybe we're making plan with me just now. So what are you the president for?
No, the reason Steve to that for me, you wanted to generalize your entire blame, and that there were I had issue that no, you can't do that because there are other good apples among the bad apples, and there are other. Let me tell you, like I said from the beginning, and I will not take it back any days and any time. The former ruling party or the current ruling party, the United Party, they lost hope. They lost hope after 2017 elections. They got hope through who? Through the same CPP. They were the same people that even getting energy today. So why you can tell me, Steve? See, the ANC supported the form. In fact, this government 100%.
Yes, you see, they are gathering because they saw Mr. Kumi going to the CDC anniversary.
So they know
because they know Mr. Kumi is the one that built up this government, and they kick him out because they say when they may stay with us, the way we want to rip the country up, they were not happy. Let's get rid of him. The United Party, they are saying
ANC people did. ANC people play major role for the government to come to have power today. So there's nothing they can tell me about the ANC. So ANC will back up just because of maybe one or two reasons. But they play major role. They do. Yes.
That's why. Guess what? Don't even say like that. Say that Alexander Cummings made Joseph Boakai to be president. Just say it that way.
Simple. I agree with you.
Yeah. Isn't that what you say?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Okay, so that go to the line to take maybe another thing quickly before go to the line because I want
go to the line.
Somebody already struggling.
We're waiting tomorrow. There's only 2 hours. 1 year. The people that will be arrested.
07702033125. No arrest yet. As of this weekend, the Friday, no arrest yet been made by the government. Even though they promised us over the weekend, according to the Jones Sktv-Lib, but there's no arrest been made yet. Let's go to our first caller, David Kim, and brother, good evening.
Let me say good afternoon to you and the rest of the panelists. You know, maybe our country, we are in trouble, serious trouble. You know, for women wanting to be something that we are talking, I don't think it's supposed to talk like that. Because when you are a father, your children depend on you to survive. But if you, the father, cannot provide for your children, they will always be around your go crying. And you know, when you take in the little room, they will kind of be crying. Because it is your responsibility to take care of them, but you cannot take care of them. And you start to say, young Jimmy, how come? Every day you're crying on me. I mean, it's wrong. So, woman, you got money in the budget for games and entertainment. So that games and entertainment budget, you got, it is not meant for you to eat. It is meant for you to give it to people like small-town people who can be strong and change the far country for you to realize the mental health is getting some this. Alright, because it's entertaining you. So when people tell you that they're telling you, and then who you're talking about, what I challenge him, God, we are not going to consider the contract to these people to stay home. Today, those who be talking about, you will never say in making of it because nothing making of it here.
All right, thank you. Thank you, David King. Let's get to the line and take the other caller. Good evening.
Greetings, you go. Greetings to your crew. Thank you. My name is Nick Ashton, and this thing I'm playing for speaking to a proud member of Content as well for Turkey. I will do a Steve. The president is right. 100%. So when I was people water, I was thinking, and the new guy was somehow saying I was living on boom. And then you expected to be your president. From the brother, continue, my brother, my brother, continue. Anything you want to tell continue to be telling all this. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you to this caller. Quickly, good evening. Hello? Hello?
How you doing?
Yeah, my brother, okay, thank God. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. May God bless the states. I'm Sidiki Krumah, commonly as Linda Sidiki, calling for Morrissey Farm. Never, if today, if I have money to praise the president, I'll tell God to bless him more.
Okay.
The statement I made yesterday, the rake at the other is that the hospital will eat, the dinner will eat, President Boakai. They said, God bless you.
May Satan bless you. And I say, Almighty Allah, because you break the yesterday. And today, if you can come on an international wire to say that people that don't want to eat call.
All right. Thank you, my brother. To this caller, I would have Samia. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, yeah, let me say good evening to the rest of the family. Therefore, this is our David Samuel for the legacy of some of the Omega market and the problem of complaint like rent for jobs. Therefore, you can recall, once upon a time, you people discussed on the show, when some of the president of Liberia, one guy described Liberia as people that living here with more life. The president of put up on the people condition coming up to expose condition to the world. Is it that made a people infinity?
I really want to know talking to that day, my brother. I really want the message we are living for hand to mouth.
No, brother, living hand to mouth like what's the solution you find for this? No solution. Okay? It's very bad. Very bad. Then you expose people condition of poor everyone say, oh, the poor begging me for this. You cover, you create a condition of poor beg you. You're not creating jobs. People are jobless. What you expect? You expect that over that you benefited from begging before. Then now you're coming on to be afraid of begging. Sing on that puppy, man.
All right, thank you, Al David Samuel. Let's take my Uncle Brian Tate. Good evening.
Yeah, before mostly Aliu, Rosa Junior, and Mr. Conner. You know, I listen to you guys. Your analysis is perfect. But you see, what for me is when we're coming to 2023 election, coming then send people out for voter perception survey. And the voter perception survey indicated that Waka is the only person that can challenge for now. And so because he felt that he wanted for Wia to come from on the way, but Waka come, then he will collaborate with Waka and see how best to build his record. Then what we are at today. But if I were coming, I would have stayed uncle with where we are because he's energetic. Taking from on the way,
exactly. That was the political calculations. You're right.
But you see, the people who are around these people, they can be overwhelmed to the fact that they can't really do political analysis. So if we today, they will not tell them where we are. They are how the movement will go throughout the country. Then you tell about other people who people not even, not speaking about. Their coming should have been president 2029. Thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Brian Tate. That's the political calculation, but when you say these things, the people get too emotional, they feel that they are experts. That's why some of us we don't talk too much politics because we understand some of the political things here and there back to back. But again, keep your calls coming. 07702031225. Politics is just calculations and the best way that you feel like you should and what you know about the day. So today they see the show. 07702031225. That was something when you listen to them, they will tell you that yes, we know calculations, we've been into the game, we know the propaganda. No, they don't really understand, they don't really know most of the thing, but because they feel that their little thing they did, it gave them power. So again, we take a few calls and we'll go back to the line. Those of you who are also listening, let me take this call quickly. Good evening.
Hello, neighbor.
Yes, my brother, good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, thank God for life.
Yeah, I already said something. What are because the rule from here to Pastor, it has no economic benefit. It has a lot of economic benefit in a sense that they put in Pastor, government is not more money for that place there. So Pastor
are two different things you say. The port and that of the road are two different things you say. So we want to know the road issue because of the road business today. That why we are starving. I come in is because of the road business that why we are starving. So if Grand Basel that right near us is even the bombing county that is right near us, how come they are not getting anything?
You understand? You got property, you got land, you got all of them pay money to government revenue. So Pastor deserve more than that.
All right. They pay taxes, but the citizens are not benefiting and they are complaining. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Well, we'll be looking at Koga's story maybe on Monday, but Koga is okay. He's moving very strong, and I guess maybe by this time it's weekend. Maybe he's in his county, interacting with his people.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Keep a course coming. We'll take 3 more calls, and then we'll go back to our team. 07702033125. That's the if our number. Better still, the WhatsApp number is there. Some of you who are also texting, you can also call through the WhatsApp number and have your say here this evening. I know you are still wondering about the drug issue about this time. What's happening? How come up to now we haven't getting any information about any arrest been made yet coming from our government, especially from the joint security? But maybe by Saturday or maybe Sunday, maybe some kind of arrest will be made by our joint security. But again, we hear people, I think we talk about so many things, and we have our own views, disagreements about political happenings, some of the political things. We will talk the political things, and some of you control your emotions, be able to understand, be able to analyze some of these things politically, and see as to what happening. It's not just about you just moving with. By the time they mention CDC, then you become too emotional. By the time you say United Party, then you're getting angry. Hello, today's caller. Good evening. Yeah, my brother. Good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Carter, Governor Honor Street in Lower Johnsonville, an outstanding member of the Concerned Agreement for Johnson. Neighbor, the issue regarding to the drugs, once it has been proven clearly that the top governmental officials are involved, and nothing is going to come out of it. This is the first time where drugs have been discovered, and the source of the drugs are being discovered, and today nobody has been arrested. And the consumers who took people who take in drugs have been chased, arrested all over in the country today. And now the exporter and the supplier of drugs are being shared by this particular government because the guys are linked with this particular drug issue. So, and the fervent and the greater conviction that look at the weakness and the reluctance of the government and to solve this particular problem of the even carry on investigation, means nothing is going to come out of it. The government is very much guilty. That's clear. That's the only thing we grab.
All right, so now watch and see exactly as to what's going to happen next. But Steve, we got to go. No much time. We listen to our people back home. I know sometimes when you mention little political parties, some of them they can be like they can be like their feelings. I told you, Steve, these people that love the political parties more than the country. Oh, all of them. That just test.
Let's get
we gotta go, man.
Let me be the first, and then the other people will come in to close it up. First of all, I want to say thanks to the callers, thanks to everyone. Anyone who thinks or says it was the ANC and Mr. Cummings that made Joseph Boakai to win election, you are simply telling the world that you are a hardcore sedition who is not in touch with reality and you don't like the facts. Because George Weah brought us CD Unity Party back. George Weah came on a clean slate. That means everything he came on the record was clean and clear. To go after Unity Party people for what they did for 12 years, George Weah jumped to being condominiums. Let's be responsible in our conversations. This is the same confusion you saw some of you today that we are where we are. The country can go anywhere you want for to keep reverting and keep surrounding ourselves with Joe Weah. And even the fact that you don't even think in your brain, in your mind that Joe Weah should come back, something got to be seriously wrong with you. You give Joe Weah 100 years. Joe Weah does not have the ability to do anything to better anybody's life in Liberia. I can say that Joe Weah is as criminal as Joseph Boakai. He's as criminally minded as Joseph Boakai. Joe Weah was the first sitting president that was ever called to the CIA office. Why was he called there? You know, I asked George Weah why he was called there. You think he was called there because they like him? You think he was called there because he was doing something good or he was doing a tremendous job? Then I get serious. And you think someone always sit around and say, oh, the opposition. No, I'm not part of that your foolishness. The same thing why I said from day one to United Party people. Everybody who have led in that opposition, CDC is the most recent ruling party. CDC is more problematic. And that's a fact. George Weah is a serious-minded man. He is not made to be leader for our country. If you think George Weah is made to be leader for our country, something got to be seriously wrong with you. And we need to be clear about that. I'm not falling in line for George Weah to be president. I'm not part of that foolishness. No. I don't go around myself. I don't criticize anybody in public and turn around and kind of support you. I don't do that shameless thing that you do. I'm not part of that. I got respect for myself. I don't go with that foolishness. So I'm clear on the record, and I'll say it again. George Weah is as worse as Joseph Boakai. George Weah is the younger version of Joseph Boakai. Both of them are messed up. And so criticize Joseph Boakai and I lead George Weah. You're serious? You're people who support CDC? Let's talk. They're in something a cult. I mean, some people are like your cult, your guy. Where you got no head, no tail, nothing in front of you. You guys are recognized as one of the most criminal group of people in government in the entire world. The George Weah government. Go read the reports on CDC. And you won't can lecture me? You won't can lecture me about George Weah? I beg you, man, you slow down, man. You slow down. You slow down with the George Weah thing. And I talk on social media to talk about politics to support Joseph Boakai and George Weah. My lines are doing with two of them because I know both of them are good for nothing. George Weah I can never support George Weah to be president. I can never do that. The same way I can never support Joseph Boakai to be president because I know better. I'm not a fool. I'm not a stupid man to criticize somebody today. Then tomorrow I can't park behind the hall. I can't sing song for. I love that means that someone that you carry that thing somewhere else. George Weah is incompetent, inept, corrupt, unserious, and he's a playboy. No time for that kind of foolishness. We need to get serious and move on. We need to get serious and move on. So if you see this thing that you apply the same mentality, United Party apply, and we are all in opposition.
So yeah,
give me chance. Don't call me off. Give me chance. Don't call me off. Give me chance. Don't call me off. Please give me chance. I know you're Sidishan. You support George Weah. I know you're Sidishan. You support George Weah.
No, you see now.
Give me chance. Don't interrupt me.
Let me spend the time.
Mebon, you are being disrespectful. Don't interrupt me, please. Do not interrupt me. Thank you. That being said, I'm not here to support George Weah. I'm not here to discuss your George Weah thing. And going forward, anytime I come on the show, I will make sure I point out seditions and George Weah foolishness that they did that brought where we are today. I'll make sure I point it out. I'm not part of that your group. I don't want to be part of that. Let me be clear on the record. I'm not signing no truth or any kind of record with CDC and CDC Makamba and George Weah Makamba. I'm not sick in the head. I'm alert and oriented. I know what's up. I'm not playing that little game. I'm not part of it. So that being said, I want to say thank you, folks. Let's continue to do what is right. Let's continue to speak the right thing. And let's continue to say the truth. And the truth is the truth. Whoever don't like it at a business, I'm not here for that. Thank you. Mr. Masale is on.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Aliu and that Mr. Conan. You guys can closer so you can go home.
Mr. Conan? The problem here, Mr. Conan?
Yeah, go ahead, Aliu. Go ahead. We're not gonna be waiting one minute. Maybe Bessie or those one. Go ahead, Aliu.
Ali, go ahead. Come on, please.
The problem here, everybody has that constitutional right. You know who you believe in. You can support whoever you want to support. Okay. Like me, I'm a sedition and a proud one. I believe in my party ideology. And I will always say this. But I put the interest of Liberia first. If we go into election, CDC put somebody on the ballot, and I know that person cannot transform Liberia the way I want Liberia to be, the way the kind of life I expect my people to live. Yes, I'm a sedition. If ANC, Unity Party, anybody pull out a candidate, and I believe that person can move that country forward, I will not vote for my CDC candidate. That's why we do here. Democrat will say, no, I can't vote for the other person. I'm going to vote for Republican. The person can take. That's me. I'm not coming to be jumping from party to party. Joseph Boakai, they cannot outperform CDC. 2 years, 7 months now. What have they done different to outperform CDC? You talking about fighting about creating jobs, you fail. You talk about jobs, you fail. You talk about the economy, you fail. Everything you talk about, you fail. Have you outperformed the CDC? Look, for me, when I come on this Sktv, I don't like to discuss anything that had to do with CDC. CDC, they are in the past. I want for us to discuss the government are keen to change things, to give Liberian people a better living, to give them hope, to rescue them. These are things I like to discuss. And I like to talk about CDC business. I'm a citizen. No matter what somebody say about George Weah, that's my Kennedy. That's my political leader. I believe in him. I trust him. And I know people say we failed the country. Those people who say we failed the country, what have they done different from what we did? All the policies we put in place are what they're using today, but you say we failed the country. We were building roads, you say we're destroying the country, but you still building roads. What have you done different? There were things where even said you can't do this thing. But you said we're destroying the country, we're failing the country. So me when somebody can hear you attack my political, everyone we can hear everybody get they are entitled to their expression, their view. I'm a sedition and a proud one. I believe in my judgment and we are in 2029. I'm going to voting.
And let me just say this to our colleague Steve. I think we got to be political, maybe, or we have to be tolerant when it comes to political issues or certain issues. We have to respect each other, no matter which way or who you support. That you are saying or are you, because politically we know you to be 100% sedition. That's why, in fact, even on the platform, you are always discussing the issues involving of anybody. So we're not stopping anybody from coming, whether you ANC. So maybe if Steve is here also representing ANC, well, then that's good for him. But as far as we're concerned, on the other SKTV show, we don't have no political party. So for Steve to be sounding the way he's sounding, for me, it's maybe sometimes too, maybe because of frustration with political happening back home, back to back. But I don't think we have to go that way. So everybody have the right. People have to politically associate and disassociate. That's their right. From one person, we can contest. Whosoever that want to vote for him, that's their business. Joseph Boga can contest. Whosoever that want to vote for Joseph Boga, is their business. You and myself will have a right to either support them or not. So, but we can't bash them. We can't say any kind of thing. Maybe they want to say if they are in positions and they are not performing regularly, it is a right to hold them accountable. So for me, I don't want to correct anything. And if I'm moving forward, maybe on Monday, we'll do that also, so that people should be respected. Please, I beg you. Yeah,
say you call my name. Let me just say this one thing. Say you call my name. Let me just say the one thing. Because first of all, I could care less about any political party. I'm not part of no political party. I don't represent any political party. I have no intent to join a political party. But saying you call my name on this effect, let me say this. And I think it's important for all of us to get this. When you, Melbourne, and your uncle Brown Tate sit on the show and say that it was Mr. Cummings who made Joseph Boakai to become president, that's a lie. And that's why I said people who think that way, I never mentioned you, I never mentioned. Anybody who think that way, they are a liar. They are a liar. I will say it again. Whether you old or you young, you are a liar when you say that. That means you are a sedition. You don't want to take responsibility for what George Weah did to themselves. George Weah caused themselves to lose the election. And before they could lose the election, someone all predicted that they would lose the election. Yes, CDC caused themselves to lose the election. CDC gave our unity party. Has CDC done what is right for the Liberian people? And listen to some of the things that we used to say, even though we were criticizing them, and following some of the advice and some of the recommendations, we've probably never been talking about unity party. But y'all refuse to do what is right. Y'all doing it. Y'all doing the same thing unity party people are doing today. Because when you're in power, y'all get blinded, like y'all will never lose power. And this is wrong. And this is where we are today. But y'all want us to say, let's just move on. Let's just talk about the president in power. No. Me, I can talk about the past and the present. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Yes, Steve, then that is up to the Liberian people. Right. They will decide that as to whether they still want Unity Party or they want CDC. It's up to them. Okay?
Yeah. So I come in, Mr. Colin, I come in quickly because Steve also mentioned about my uncle's statement about how the ANC brought the Unity Party to power. You know, You were the first to say. You were the first to say. I come in and I was saying, let's remove emotions. Look, these are very good talking points.
Nobody emotional here, man. Some people about to tell the truth and say somebody emotional because you can't keep all the argument. You want you still emotional. You are emotional because you know what? You reacting to everything. You are a sedition. Let's say you are a sedition. I agree. Because all the things you're saying makes no sense.
All right, guys. All right, guys.
Some people talk about Joe Weir, you get generate. Joe Weir, I don't know about it. Joe Weir, that zero balance for serious man. I will say it anywhere.
That game is a
soon they call Joe Weir be jittering. As will be afraid to tell Joe Weir what's up. I'm not afraid to tell Joe Weir what's up. If I tell Joseph Wagner from my county, what's up that Joe Weir? You serious? I
come in, brother Ali. I come in. It's because I was talking today that remove former president we have from power. So nobody felt former president we have to say, oh yeah, people are no. Right now, former president we have right now, the man no longer president. It's because of you and I talking today. So what you saying here? I'm not gonna say what you saying. To say what that you're afraid of what? It's because you don't like me former president.
You never criticize Joe Weir. I challenge you. Bring me on show where you criticize Joe Weir. Never. You have never done that.
No, even right here, we have sat on the show. Both of
Ali, you are we're talking about you. I said, man, I never criticized Joe Weir. I said,
the show, Mabel had criticized Joe Weir so many times.
Mabel had never criticized Joe Weir. I say,
maybe in your presence, but I have sat on the show.
But I'm saying
that attack Josh Weir.
That's why I'm saying that Mabel has never criticized Joe Weir in my presence.
Oh, okay, okay, all right.
Steve,
no problem.
Steve, first of all, if I even to take it back, go back to all of our recordings for the day that I joined the platform 2022. If I'm not criticize Joe Weir, then why have done the platform?
My man,
I
know, right?
Mr. Connor, go ahead. Please go ahead, Mr. Connor.
No, not go ahead. So you have to take it back. That's why statement. You don't need to make you have a public because it's not true.
Oh, I will never take it back. You have never criticized Joe Weir.
Yeah, man.
Let me go for my president.
Let me close down. Let me close. I don't have the fast, man. Listen, boy, the discussions is healthy for the democracy. There's freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of opinion. Everybody come here on this platform, the various platform, be it on Sktv or 2FM or whatever, and they express their views on issue, how they see it. Now, observation might not be facts all of the time. Now, when people come and make this, for me, like I told you guys many a time, we will be constrained to make a comparative analysis on issues. Today, we had Donald Trump in the United States re-elected as president for some of the things that happened during the Biden administration, and they compare it to what Donald Trump did in his first term. For instance, like the border issue. A lot of people they voted for Donald Trump to come back to power because they felt that the border was porous in this country and Biden did very little for it. So was the case with Ghana. Ghana, the current president, he was president before. And the people there, they decided to bring him back to power because they felt that the government that succeeded him did not do what they expected of that government, so they brought this guy back to power. Now, here every time I will be constrained to make a typical example like what Barker stated today. Those are things that was done by the previous government. We don't need rocket science for that. So the conversation, whether it would like it or not, it will be narrowed down to this kind of comparison. Take for instance, you have this government. You have a government before led by George Weah that is said was reckless, but that government managed to give you typical example like today, the military of that country for 187 years, it was that government, that inept government, quote unquote, that gave that military hospital. That government managed to build 3 hospitals, referral hospitals, that today you can point to in our country. So there are a lot of things that will make that analysis on it, and people will have to decide, say, okay, but here, whether we like it or not, that's the reality. So we all belong to, whether you are a card-carrying member of a party or you are a supporter of a political institution, What I will always do, because I think, thank God, almost all of us from Mayborn, we live in the diaspora, we have seen things in diaspora. Donald Trump is president again. Let me say, Donald Trump is president today. One of the cardinal things that drove him back to the presidency was the border. The border issue was porous.
Mr. Corner, let me not cut you off. Let me tell you politically, that's why people don't understand politics. That's why you see me on camera, some of us will keep saying, let's talk about issues that are affecting our people. Shouting, making all of these things are not politics. Politics are coming. Politics is strategy. And the strategy that the United Party use, but then on the CPP, but then when you say these things, people think that, oh yeah, no, Arizona coming was 100% strong. And but then, like you said, I know one of you said that according to the survey, people were calling few people names after George Weah from in fact what's happening. So maybe based on that, it's not coming to look at that and say, okay, yeah, maybe say that is the case. People calling my name, they're calling Joseph Boga, then I mean Joseph Boga myself, we work together. Well, that was not bad, but also how the calculation went. And what happened to the calculation? The ANC, I come in quickly. Now the ANC, they were financially strong. And the ANC supporters, they were well calculated, they were strong both financially and everything that you think about. So they carried the entire weight behind the CPP by then and built the CPP, get the CPP strength. In less than few months, even if you leave from that party or even from that organization, do you think that in fact all of the energy, the campaign, the resources that you spend, you think the people are going to leave from that in less than a few months time because you're not there anymore? No, that's not going to work. But again, when you talk this thing, people don't think that, oh yeah, you won't be everybody should support.
Maybe you're missing a point here. Again, it's an entitlement. You got your opinion, your observations to speak to. Equally so with Steve, with Aliyu, and everybody. People come and speak that. But what I'm saying, observation, what you see, you bring it out and make an analysis. And these are the analysis I'm talking about. And quite honestly, if you put Mr. Walker and Mr. Weah aside, here, and make analysis on them, Mr. Weah got a lot to point to that he achieved during his presidency as compared to Mr. Walker. That, for me, that's the observation.
Well, let me tell you, Mr. Let me tell you, Mr. And if I'm moving forward, some of us are coming moving forward, maybe beginning Monday, we're going to say these things. Not one day that I come on the show, let's say, and the rest of the people here, not one day I come on the show and even insult anybody or even talk to anybody, even the president right now, we always to the issues. So I don't know why you call criticize.
That's my point.
I don't know why people talking about. I enjoy one of my brother commented when yes, I think is thank you, Arizona Boniface. Disagreeing with people policy, it doesn't mean that in fact that you should go watch out with them or that you should be combative with them. That's why we don't attack people personally. It's you know how many information, you know how many things that we get every day. If we want to be discussing individually, every time we come in, we'll be discussing, for example, tomorrow, what is SWAT? That's tomorrow, Freeport. The other day, Ministry of Labor. Are you really saying that? No, some of us would not be believing that. Because if the country is better, all these systems, all these people will be better. So that one will come in, we'll not waste our time on hand-picking people, fighting they want and fighting that one. No, whether you like it or not, after the war, Liberia voted for the best president ever, which was Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And the foundation that Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf set today is the same foundation that almost all the presidents are going back. Just because of their poor performance. They agree.
But maybe, I understand your point. Take, for instance, if today Charles Taylor is released from prison, he gets to Liberia, and he decides to contest the presidency, they will make comparison between Charles Taylor's first term as president to that of the current president. That is if he's to contest against the Buhari or the former president Weah. In that kind of contestation, obviously they will make those comparative analysis. What did you achieve? What did you do X, Y, Z as compared to what this guy is doing currently? Or your predecessor in person of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. So those are things that you speak to. And again, there is nothing like neutrality when it comes to those kind of political conversations. What I want us to understand, everybody comes with a diverse view, maybe, and you speak to the facts on the issue. For me, I would not go after Barker or anybody personal without personal life. That is not my style. I will speak to the national issues that affect the country. So again, I know time is fast spent. This conversation, we will continue to have it, and it's stable, and I appreciate that. And I wanted the deacon and the chairman, they will discuss it in their chambers. But again, what I want us to try to
see. Thank you, man. Thank you.
We will be constrained because the histories are just current. They're not even far. Ghana and America. The histories are there. Reason why people decided to do X, Y, Z, because they made a comparative analysis on certain situations. It might not be the case in 2029, but we are constrained. Thank you,
Mr. Corner. We gotta go. Thank you so much. We're going almost 15 minutes now. We gotta go. Yeah, thank you, all of you. I really admire a lot of you here, especially Sis Caroline Yimpa. She's one of our regular followers here. She always here with us. That's good. Women too have to be part of all of these discussions. At the end of the day,
have a great weekend, man.
Yeah, we have to disagree to agree, Caroline. You're saying, no, let me reframe. The thing what any kind of way that I want to talk, the only thing is that we're going to be respectful to one another. That's the best thing for me, and I can say. Whether we respectfully disagree, let us be respectful into everything that we do, into our talking, into our doings, and everything, because at the end of the day, we all want better Liberia. That's why we are thinking Liberia, building Liberia, and loving Liberia. So good night from our end, people. We see you.
Maybe that mantra that you the only one carrying it and they put up brother. Now about it again.
Is it?
I said thinking Liberia, building Liberia, that mantra that you the only one carrying it now. That's no.
Oh yeah. ST said we very soon still. So see me ever the party share.
Oh my God!
Yeah. They got too interesting. All right, good night, my brother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We searching for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. The work of my life was out here.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris who make you. I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do boy ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't get it now. Cause you wanna call my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise from best. To work with my life with us, yeah. From Grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From Riverside, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. be the best in Africa.